Good morning, traders, and welcome to a live trading room of Trading Waves. I'm gonna be your host. It seems like we've lost Victim. So on this session for today, guys, we're gonna be looking at the charts that I've already highlighted here. So these are the charts that are almost setting up. If you've got any charts or any pair that you're looking at, please feel free that you can share it, and then we're gonna have a look at it. So I'm gonna start with a US dollar JPY. Before I start with US dollar JPY, if you go under blue box setups, you're gonna see that I've just shared some two charts there. I'm gonna start with those two charts first before we can go to the rest of the charts that are highlighted here. I think it was New Zealand Chief. Let's go to New Zealand Chief. Let's go to New Zealand Chief here. All right, so New Zealand Chief, those of you who remember, we've been expecting that it was going to come around this area here. We were expecting it to come into the blue box. We had a blue box around this area here, but it did not went into the blue box. But then we are calling that this one is already bottom at this low here. So against this low here, you can see that this is my invalidation level. Yeah, so I'm expecting this to come into this blue box here, and then from here we're going to be looking for this move to the upside. Yeah, we've had a trade setups around this area. Went into a small profit, but then eventually came back and hit the stop loss here. But if you look at it clearly, this looks a clear 5-wave move to the upside here. Hence, I've got this as my wave one here. So I'm looking at this to have been our 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and this last piece here, which was our wave 5 here. Okay, so when the trade was shed, I shared this trade and I got a chance to discuss it here. I did mention that this was possible, that this was going to be a wave 5, even though I was expecting to push a little bit to come at around the area of 0.618, but it did not get there. But eventually, then it come back and invalidated that trade. So now I ask you guys, even if you've got a loss on this trade here, you don't have to like stay away from this pair. Every time we get a loss, for me personally, I make sure that I track the pair back to see what is happening. Very highly likely that when you get invalidated, it is almost setting up for a big move to that direction. It's going to take you out, but then taking you out is just a setup, such another setup for a move to the upside. Yeah. So just like New Zealand Chief, we got stopped out. But if you look at this is a clear 3 waves correction. I'm expecting it to come in this area of a blue box. If it does come here, then I'm going to be looking to execute a trade to the upside. Yeah. So please track this one here. I've posted it early. It has not reached the blue box because I'm going to be away from the screen. So I wanted you guys to track this with me. It gets into the blue box, then you're going to look to buy this move to the upside. Yeah. Right. So the other one that we have was New Zealand yen. Similar to what happened with the New Zealand Chief. Let's go there. We had a little bit of a move. I think it was like 50 to 60 pips that we had. Yeah, we traded this move to the upside. Yeah, we traded this move here. So it was just a small move to the upside, and now it has already came back. Even though that it has not touched our stop loss, but it's very likely that it's going to invalidate that trade. It's going to invalidate that trade, but invalidating that trade is setting up for the blue box trade. So if it gets around the area of a blue box, around this area here, then I'm going to be looking to take this move to the upside there. Definitely, you can see that this is a clear 5-wave moves here. So you get a clear 5-wave moves and impulse, then you get a correction. Definitely, you should get an impulse. Your target are always at 100% of this move. At equal legs of this move here, there's going to be our target. Even though this is a wave that you're expecting, it can go as far as 1.618. But the first target, you don't have to go to the extreme levels, just get at equal legs, and then you consider to take the profit there. So track New Zealand yen, please with me. This is going to get into the blue box, and against this low here, I'm going to be still looking for this move to the upside here. Okay, so those are the two pairs that I've shared. I won't be looking at the indicator, guys, especially if I'm looking at the blue box setups. So I don't worry much about the indicator unless if I'm looking for a break of a flag. So let's get to US dollar JPY. Was one of those that I was looking at here. We've been looking for this move for quite some time from the blue box. We've been expecting that US dollar JPY is going to give us this move to the upside there. So already it's starting to trade higher here. So this is what I was looking at here. A break of this here, that we've got this break here. So this should be a trade setup for a move to the upside here. I want to look at the indicator here because this is a break of a flag here. For now, the RSI is just above the 50 mark here. it's just confirmed that this should carry on trading higher. I'm expecting that this is going to push up, because if you look at the recent update, I'm still expecting that the US dollar pairs are going to give us a leg lower. So US dollar JPY should continue with a move to the upside. Just be mindful if you get into this trade here. Before that, let me just check something on a 4-hour chart. Just hold on. All right, so the 4-hour chart is looking very beautiful there on US dollar JPY. So definitely this is going to be a trade setup, guys, for a move to the upside. Yeah, you might be a bit late, but the risk is still very low. Yeah, so we can take this trade here for a move to the upside. Yeah, I'm gonna post this one. You can take this move to the upside. Yeah, I'm gonna post this one. Yep. Just hold, let's go back to an hourly. I was just checking the indicator there on the 4-hour chart, looking very good there. Just hold on. I'm gonna post this one. Let's just make it like few pips behind this flag here. We are looking to trade this one, guys, all the way up for this wave 3 here. But I want you to be mindful of something here, that this is a structural level here. This peak here is a structural level. I'm going to show you now an alternative structure, but we're going to be looking for this to trade higher up to a wave 3 of the sub-minute degree. Let me pull the fibs here. So initially, you want to be looking at this one to come at least and trade around this area here. So just hold. I want to create a link for this one here. Then I'm going to share it up just immediately after the webinar. Just a minute here. Just a cheap. All right, so okay, you can take this trade, yeah, it's fine. All right, so the alternative structure guide that I'm looking at here is that US dollar JPY, we could have this here. We are looking at this now as an 1-2, and we're looking for a wave 3, but you could find out that this is going to be an ABC structure, and we're going to be sideways here. We've got this move here as a 3-wave move to the downside, so you can still have this one here as a 3-wave move. Come and take this high here and still get a move to a downside. Whether it's going to be in 3 waves or 5 waves, it's still yet to be seen. So this wave 4 could just be here. When we talk about one of those wave that can be bigger in size and even take longer time, you are talking about wave 4. So this is a possibility here, even though we're still expecting for this one to trade higher. But just keep this in mind, that when you get around this level, you take this trade and you get around this peak here, then you're going to have to break this trade at an even, or move your stop loss at an entry and expect that this continues. Or if you start to see a move to a downside, and then you can consider just to close the trade manually, other than just waiting it to come back and hit your stop loss. But the expectation as it stands is for a move to the upside to complete the wave 3, and it can even trade more higher here. It can even trade more higher, but I don't think that it's ready yet. Looking at the other rest of the US dollar pair, I don't think it's going to be ready to trade higher. So this structure here, it's very likely, but it's likely that not that it's guaranteed it's going to be that structure. So you can take this trade and just position yourself if this continues with this move of wave 3 and a wave 4 and a wave 5 of the sub-minute degree. Yep. Yeah, we do have, Saroj. I'm answering your question there. Yes, we do have. Paul, you want a pullback? Let's see. I think, Paul, maybe what you're looking at this possibility of the structure, this to be a 3-wave structure like this here. Before this, it can happen, but I don't think it will. But you can have a pullback here. but I don't think it's going to come that pullback, because you might wait for a pullback from where it is, and if it goes like this, I know definitely there are going to be people that are going to be trying to chase it here. By the time they try to chase it here, it might be a bit late. Right. So if you look at the indicator, yeah, now let's go one more time on the indicator on the 1 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, you saw that the indicator is very beautiful. So it's more convincing on the 4 hour chart to take this trade here. On the 4 hour, it does not show that we might get that pullback. And those of you know me, I like to look at the indicator, especially on the 4 hour chart. So if you look at this here on the 1 hour chart, this is already have moved. This is already moved, but this staying above the RSI here on the 50, you might get this one. Getting this stock to reset at the bottom, guys, does not mean that the market is going to do is going to trade lower here. No, I've said this in a couple of times. You might just get a sideways move, or you might even get a move that is going to be in the direction of the trend, but moving slowly. By the time it resets here, the price would have already moved. By the time it resets again, then that's when you start to see those big impulsively candles to the upside here. So I don't see any pullback that is going to take place here, but of course we cannot rule out that possibility there. So if you're not comfortable to take this one trade here, you can just wait for the pullback. If it does come, then it should be a bonus. If it doesn't, then you're gonna take it as you've missed the trade there. Okay, let's look at the next one here that I had. Pound yen. Let me just see here. I did not look at it this way here now, but now that I'm looking at it here, I see a possibility of this being a blue box here. Okay, now let's look at it first before we can look at that blue box. So pound yen, we've been looking at this one to have completed the wave 4 here in the minute degree, and our initial target was around the area of 156 to the area of 160 here. So if you look at the sequence here and the cycling, it still calls for a move to the upside here. We've only completed this wave. Let me get my annotation here. We've only completed this move to the upside there, which I look at it as our wave 1, this being our wave 1 here, our wave 2, and I'm still expecting to see this move to the upside for a wave 3 here. I'm saving for this wave 3 and a 4 and this wave 5 here. So taking this trade here will be almost positioning for this whole move here, for this whole move. Even though that we're going to be expecting that we're going to have a pullback here, I'm going to show you something that this wave 3 here, possible that it might even be here. We might be having this wave 3 here. Only to find out what is happening here is a wave 4 in the sub-minute degree. So we're going to be looking to trade to take this trade here to the upside, and we're going to be holding for at least at the area of 160 here. We should get at 160 at most with the pound yen. I'm still very convinced. Anything above this invalidation level here, 152.40, I'm still expecting for more move to the upside here. It won't be making any sense if we're to just start to get pound JPY to trade lower from here. From where it is, I'm expecting for this move to the upside here. Like I've said, that I did not look at it as a blue box, but now that I'm looking at it here, I see that these are 3 wave moves came into the blue box. So we should start to get this move to the upside, especially against this low here. So against this low here, I'm expecting that pound yen could continue with a move to the upside. Now I'm going to look at the indicator here for this one, especially on the 4-hour chart. Right, so if you look at the 4-hour chart here, the RSI is just at the 50 mark here. We've just traded below the 50 mark here, but this is not yet calling for a move to a downside here. We've just traded below the 50 mark, but look at the stock where it was. If you look at this is almost a correction. This is a 3 wave structure to the downside, and this RSI here just at the 50 mark. This is definitely going to trade above the 50 mark here, and this one is already reset at the bottom. So this blue box that I've just shown you on a 1-hour chart should definitely work for this move to the upside here. If you remember very well on pound US dollar, we're expecting for a move to the upside, and so is US dollar JPY expecting for a move to the upside. Whether that move on a US dollar JPY is going to be all the way up impulsively, or it's going to be just a C wave, but this should make, if you combine the pound and the yen, this should make pound JPY to push more higher. Like I've said, that you're gonna be expecting this deeper correction here at some point, but possible that this wave 3 is going to be here, so we're going to be looking to take this trade for a move to the upside, that because this could just be a start of a wave 5 in the sub minute degree. So I'm going to share this one as well here. I'm gonna share this one all the way up to 160, but you don't have to take it all the way up to 160. Just take it one wave at a time, because this could just get here only to find out that you're gonna get this and then a continuation move to the upside here. I'm gonna check something here. Just a minute, guys. I just want to check something here. That wave 3. Okay. I want you guys to take this trade cautiously. These let me just change the color here. Let me just change this color here. The red Fibonacci's, the red Fibonacci extension, I'm just measuring. Normally, you would want to see the wave 1, the wave 3 to come around the area of 0.618. In this case, I'm referring to this wave 3 here, that you want to see that come around at 1.618. So we came just as close as a few points to 1.618. So this could just qualify to be your wave 3 here. And if you look at the internals here, normally you would want to see the wave 5 to come at 0.618 here. So now look at the white one, look at the white Fibonacci's from the start of wave 1, the blue one now, to the end of wave 3 back to wave 4, and you would expect that this is going to come around at 0.618, and it came exactly at 0.618. So why am I showing you this? I'm trying to show that this wave 3 here, it's very possible that it is already here. If it's here, you might find out that pound yen might give us a possibility of a double correction. You might get these 3 waves here. You might still get a move to the upside, and you still get these 3 wave moves here. So preferable, you don't do anything on a pound yen yet, because this wave 4 here, normally it's expected that it's going to be a bigger one here. So you might get this sideways move here on a pound yen. If you take it now, I want you to be cautious of this, that you can have this as a wave 3, preferable when it gets around this area, and then you're going to have to break this even, so that if it goes, then you at least you will be safe. But if it comes back, you still have to be safe. It does not have to take you on a loss. So this wave 3 here, looking at the FIB extension, very like that this wave 3 is here. I was just looking at this this wave here. These two have been my wave 1 here, a 2, these two have been a 3, and I was looking at this to be a 4 and a wave 5. I should have put at this degree here, sub micro degree here. This is a wave 1 here, a 2, this is a 3 here, and this is a wave 4, and this to be a wave 5 here in the yellow sub micro degree. That's why I've been pointing for this move to the upside. Yeah, so it could still play out to have that one more leg to the upside, but again, it could just trade lower from here and then a move to the upside. But as long as it's still going to be above here, we're going to be still looking for this last move to the upside here on a pound yen. So let's not do anything there yet. I think that is exactly what I've just done there, Khalid Mohammed. I think that's exactly what I've just showed you here. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. That's the one that you were looking for. Yeah, that's correct, Haimano. We just started when you were logging in. Mohammed, just confirm, because I want wave 3. Uh, you mean this one here? Let's see here. Yeah, let me zoom in here. This is a micro. Okay, this is how I'm gonna look at it here. This wave 2 here, it did not come and take this low here. It came as far as like 99.9% of it here. So I'm still regarding this one as my wave 2 here. This is how I'm gonna look at it. Okay, happiness there. Okay, I'm gonna move on. You're welcome. Right, let's look at Euro JPY. Yeah, we've been expecting for this leg here one more time for a move to the upside. Yeah, so we've been looking at this one to complete this wave 5 here. Now, guys. For me, wave 5, I don't like to trade it anymore now, because most of the time it's gonna caught you off guard. You've seen with the trade setup that we've had, like New Zealand Chief, New Zealand Yen. We have been trading wave 5, and they are cutting us off guard while we are not expecting for the correction, and then they just push a little bit of a move to the upside. I think they just do a minimum of like 23% or 105 to 1.23%, and then they come back while we are still expecting to go as far as 0.618. So I don't like to trade wave 5. So is Euro JPY. If you feel like you want to trade this year, just know that you're going to be trading wave 5 here of this degree here. So you're going to have this move to the upside here. Now, this is going to be the initial target around 135, but this could not get there. So that's why I'm going to say Euro JPY, preferable we wait for this move to the upside here. Then eventually we're going to get this move here. We're going to get this deep correction in a wave 4. Then we're going to get this move to the upside. But if you decide to trade this here, if you're on a break of this, then you're going to have to have a tight stop loss, just like 15 pips or 20 pips below this flag here. I'm looking at this one to have been a 3 wave moves. This to have been a 3 wave moves here that it has done, and I'm looking for this one to start to make this move to the upside here. If you trade this one, your stop loss need to be a few pips, because it could just spike here and then come back without reaching 135 and then give us this correction here. Preferable you wait for this and then a continuation move to the upside here. Those of you recently who know me, when I host a live trading room, I like to look at the blue box setup, but I'm just adding these ones here because they are looking interesting as well. Let's look at Euro Audi. It was the next one here. Euro Audi, I've been expecting for this one for quite some time to start to trade lower here from this blue box here. I've been looking at it that it is going to start to trade low. But if you look at it here, it's doing some correction here. It's doing like, it's more of like moving sideways. So we might get one more up here. So I want you to be cautious of this, that you might get one more up, get maybe inside the blue box, and then after that we start to get this move to the downside here. If I remember very well, last week we had a trade set up here. Yeah, definitely we had a trade set up around this area here. Let me just look at this on a 4-hour chart. Rather on a 5-hour chart here. Okay, yeah, there is it. Let me bring back this one to be visible in 1 hour. Right, so I tried to explain this as much as I could, that we are expecting that this one was going to touch the blue box. Indeed, it did touch the blue box, but it hasn't been trading lower aggressively. It's just doing some correction here. So if you are in this trade here, I want you to be mindful that you might get this one more leg up. And how far would that go? I cannot tell, unfortunately, but you could just get this one more leg to the upside, get inside the blue box, then it's going to start to trade lower here. So if you are in this trade, for now, please scratch it and then wait for this to come inside the blue box. The only reason why we took it from here is because we had this move into the blue box. Unfortunately, we saw this one which has already left the blue box. So that's why we tried to catch it here, because the initial move that you are looking for is for this move to the downside here. You can scratch it and expect one more leg to the upside, especially that we are expecting that we're going to have a move to the downside on AUD US dollar. I'm going to show you on AUDS dollar that I'm expecting at least one more leg. That one more leg on AUDS dollar trading lower might push Euro Audi to a move to the upside, but eventually it's going to make this move to the downside here. So you can scratch it, then just wait for this price to trade the higher deep inside the blue box, but then eventually we're going to look for a move to the downside. If you are already in and you don't want to scratch it, you can just close 0.5 of your position. By 0.5, I mean half of your position. You can close it and let the rest of the half. You're going to put the rest of the half if it does come and turn into the blue box, because it might still just go from here. I've seen it a couple of times happen that you're going to get like this here, this is more of like giving you a flag. Obviously, the market, they definitely know that you're going to be thinking of this move to the upside here, but you're going to get this flag, but then eventually it starts to trade lower. So it might trade lower from here, and it must still give us one more leg. It's either you close half of your position, take it as a loss, wait for this spike here. If it does, then you're gonna put back that half position, and then you're gonna let this slide lower, because definitely it's going to slide lower. Let's look at the next one. Yeah, EuroCAD has been a sideways here. We've got this trade set up. Let me just bring it here. So similar to the rest of the pairs, we are trading wave 5 here. So we are trading wave 5 of a wave 5 here. So we should see this leg here. I've been looking at this one for a couple of some time now, that this is my wave 1. This should have been a wave 1, your wave 2 here, and this should have been a wave 3. And I was expecting that this came here inside the blue box, and I was expecting that from here it was going to trade lower. It did not trade lower yet. Instead, it just gave us a 3-wave moves and started to trade high again, and then again started to trade lower here. From here where it is, guys, it could trade lower here. If you pull the fibs from the low of here back to this high and back to this low here, you're gonna see that this is this is 0.618, and I've seen wave Y or wave C that terminate at 0.618, and that is very common. And if it is even there on the theory that you can have this one terminating at 0.618, and then you start to get the move to the other way around. So that could still happen, that EuroCAD trades lower. I'm gonna look at the indicator for this one, and then I'm gonna show you another possibility that might take place here. Let's look at the indicator from the 4-hour chart. If you look at the RSI, it's just at the 50 mark here. We are just at the 50 mark here, and we've just almost resetted at the top on the stock. So this move here should definitely come, guys. It will eventually come. So if you're still short here, you should still remain short, because this is still very positive. It's going to make this move to the downside here. Still very convinced for this move to the downside on a EuroCAD, especially that Brent crude oil is starting to climb higher. So we could expect this one that is going to start to trade lower eventually here. But this is a wave 5 of wave 5, so definitely it's going to be a bit slow, because a lot of people are already confused. Yes, some other people think of this move to the upside there, and some people are looking for this move here. So you might be getting some orders on both direction, and the market is still in the accumulation phase. That's what they call it. That you might be in an accumulation phase here. But I'm going to show you what might happen if this does not play out here, and it's a structure that I don't like. Okay, so if you look at the 1-hour chart here, the RSI is just confirming for a move to a downside here. One now, what you want to see is for this stock to reset at the top while this RSI is holding below the 50 mark. Then definitely you're gonna start to see this move to the downside on a EuroCAD here. Okay, so unfortunately, guys, we don't have the time frame. How long would it take to get to the target? All what we know, all what we use here is the structures. So if we had a time frame, it would be lovely to have that one here. Now, if you look at this here, you've got this here as a 3-wave. This is a structure here. So you could get EuroCAD to trade higher. You've got this here as a 3-wave moves. So this could just give us these 3 waves moves. But if it does that, I'm no longer going to be looking for a move to the downside here. This wave 4 will already be very deep here. It means we'll have to do some adjustment. And please, I'm gonna ask you guys to see the adjustment. You can go to the Euro afternoon session, then you can look at the adjustment. How we're gonna do that adjustment. If this does happen, yeah, I'm not gonna be looking at this one to as much as like continue with the move to the upside. And then this wave A might have already been ended here, and we're gonna get this continuation of a move to the upside for our wave B. Because I don't like this wave 4, which is gonna be so deep here. Because already it will be at 0.618 or 78.6 if you pull the fibs from the start of wave 3 to the end of wave 3. Here, this was 38.2 that confirms with the blue box. So if it does this, then it's going to be going around at 50 and 61.8. And we said that if it goes up to like 50%, we don't like that wave 4, because normally it won't come back. It will just trade higher in this case here. But I'm still convinced that EuroCAD is going to trade lower here. Pound outing. Anything against this low here, we've got this move that came into the blue box. So anything against this swing high, I'm gonna be still expecting that pound OD is going to trade lower. But I'm just discussing this one, guys. It's not a trade setup, because I think you've seen my colleague Victor when he was doing the weekly webinar. He said pound out has got a possibility that it might trade higher. It might still trade more higher. That possibility is still there, and we've discussed it a couple of times. But I still need to be invalidated here before I can start to change the structure here. While we are still below this level here, pound Audi is still got this room to trade lower from where it is, especially that we've got this here as a blue box. If you pull your fib extension from this low to the from this low to this high back to this low here, you're gonna see that this is a blue box here. Unfortunately, the blue box here, it does not go as far as 0.618. If you were to go to 0.618, it was invalidating this. So anything here, if you're already short here, please remain short, because I'm still expecting that this is going to trade lower, especially what happened with pound New Zealand. We saw pound New Zealand started to trade lower here. So I expect that pound OD is going to eventually follow this move to the downside here. I did not share it as a trade setup because of that possibility of a move to the upside here. But if you start to see him passively move, then you're going to look for this to continue with a move to the downside here. AUD Chief, we've got a trade set up for a move to the upside here. And one of the reason is that we are looking at New Zealand Chief, that it has already started to make a move to the upside there. Initially, we've been expecting for this one to get into the blue box here and then get this move to the upside there. But because of New Zealand Chief, it started to trade higher. So we said we can't afford to miss this move, because we've been tracking it for some time, that we can't afford to miss it here, because we've seen some of the blue boxes, they get missed with a few points while you're still waiting there, and then eventually the market leaves you. So what we did is we had this trade setup. Let me just bring it back here. Okay, so this was a trade setup, the trade that we shared there. We haven't gone anywhere. We did not want to miss this move here. New Zealand Chief traded higher, so I'll expect that AUD Chief is going to follow that move to the upside. Initially, we wanted this one to take the blue box. It can still come into the blue box, but eventually it should get this move to the upside here. Even if we were to lose this trade here, guys, I'm not going to stop to look for this move to the upside. Even if it comes here, I'm still going to be looking for this move to the upside here. As long as it won't be invalidating this blue box, we're going to be still looking for that move to the upside. The only thing now that is happening here is that this is moving like sideways. This is a sideways, this is a correction. It's just shown that it might give us one more leg down and then this move to the upside. Yeah. But in any case, I tried as much as I could to explain that this, if you take this as a 1%, you should use half of that percent. If you take the 2%, use 1%, because of this one more leg possibility before a continuation move to the upside. Yeah. So if you're still long, we remain long on AUD Chief. Let me just look at the indicator here on the 4-hourly. For now, the RSI is just at the 50 mark here. So this is still very undecided here. But if you look on the 1-hourly chart, we had a nice divergence here. On the 4-hourly, we still want to see this one to be above the 50 mark here. If it still trades where it is, still possible that we might get that one more leg, which we are expecting before this continues with a move to the upside here. Let's go and look at this one on the 1-hourly chart. The indicator here, we've been looking at this to have been a divergence from this low all the way down here, that the price has been trading lower while the RSI is starting to trade higher here. So this divergence could be very convincing that we're going to start to get this move to the upside here. Up until this RSI can come and trade lower than this year, then it's going to be ruling out that possibility of a move to the upside and possible one more leg to the downside and then a move to the upside. But as it stands, we're going to remain long on the AUD Chief. We've discussed New Zealand Chief. CAD Chief, we've discussed this one here. I'm still expecting for this move to the upside. Yeah, we've came into the blue box, even though that we're expecting for this to come deep inside the blue box here. But like I've said, that if you, like I've said it when this was taking place, I discussed it that This could come deep inside the blue box and come on the other side of channel, but then at that time it was there, and I said you should remain. We should start to look for this to trade higher here. So I'm still expecting that this is going to trade higher from where it is here. I'm just looking at this one to have been an expanding failed corrective structure, and this should continue with a move to the upside. So if you are already long, you should remain long with Cat Chief. With what is happening with Brent crude oil, could be supporting that Cat Chief start to make this move to the upside. Yeah, you can always refer to our YouTube page. Yeah? You can see that we've got just a video of Cat Chief alone here. Why were we expecting for this move to the upside? Please go through that one. Platinum. We've had this trade set up from the blue box. We've been looking at this one for a move to the upside here, but it's been moving up correctively here. So it's been moving up very sideways. We're looking at this one to have been starting a move to the upside for our wave one. Just a minute here. We've been looking at this here to have been a correction, WXY into the blue box, and I was expecting for this one to trade higher here. But if you look at it, it's moving sideways. We had a possibility that this could still just be a W and an X here and our wave Y, and we could have this here as our wave X, and we have one more leg for our Z if it gives us an 11 sync, but eventually we're going to start to get this move to the upside here. So anything above this level here, I'm still expecting that platinum should continue with a move to the upside. Even if they were to trade lower here, I'll still expect then that this move to the downside still be contained within the blue box, but eventually we should get that move to the upside. Yeah. But like I've said, that I've seen the market giving us this here. It wants us to be convinced for this move, only to find out it's just starting to prepare for a move to the upside here. So you should still remain long on platinum. Like I've said, that unfortunately I cannot tell how long it's going to take to do this sideways move here, but eventually we should get that move to the upside here. I think this is going to be the last one that I'm going to be looking at, Nikki. If you are long from the blue box, you should remain long here. I'm still expecting for this one to keep on climbing higher here. We're looking to trade this move to the upside of a wave 5 here. And just to remind you, if you are trading this as a wave 5, your minimum target must always to be around 105 to 1.236. That's your minimum target for a wave 5 here. As much as we're expecting for this one to trade higher, but it does not stop it from giving us this minimum target here, 123 the minimum target. It could just come here and you find out that this is only the wave 5, but I still expect this one to trade higher. So if you're long, you remain long, and in any case you should be considering to break even here. So those of you who know, we like to break even when we get at 50% of the last leg. Yeah, we've gone to like 50 to 61.8, so you should already be risk-free on Nikki, and I still expect it for a move to the upside. Yeah. All right, guys, that's all what I had from my side. Like I've said, that I only prepared this when I saw that there were some technical issues with my colleagues. So if there are any pairs that you're looking at that we've missed, we're gonna look at those. You can share them at any time, then we're gonna look at those. Cheers from my side, guys, and have a good one. Bye-bye.